Hey, hey. Welcome everybody to Miss Glow's Kitchen, where there's sugar, spice, and everything nice, where we slice, dice, and entice, using everything we can, from peppers to allspice. What's up, my people? Y'all know what time it is? See y'all in the kitchen. A Crabmeat Ceviche is on our menu today. And here's what we need to make it. Of course, obviously, we need crab meat. How about that? Crab meat, we need fresh cilantro. I thought this was a Mexican dish, but after a little bit of digging, I found out it's actually South American. All right, we need tomatoes, limes, lemons. Yes, I'm going to use both. A white onion, jalapeno pepper. Yes, I'm going to use this whole thing in here too. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute though. All right, so we're going to need some olive oil. Got extra virgin olive oil, extra hot sauce. All right, you got some seasoned salt, onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper. All right, we do need all of this. This is going to give it a wonderful, wonderful flavor. But now, y'all know what I always say. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So let's get to it. So we got our crab meat in a bowl. What we did was we chopped it up a little bit. You don't have to chop it up finely. It's going to come apart as you're mixing along the way, so you'll see. All right, so the one Roma tomato, we'll start chopping it. I do not recommend that you do a dice here. So the dice is kind of small, so I'm going to say that you do actually a small chop, just for textural purposes. So you don't want your tomato to kind of get lost in there. So do them just a little bit bigger, okay? So I'm going to use one. I know I started off in the beginning of the video with two right there, but I'm eyeballing it because I got like 8 ounces of crab meat right here, so like a ½ pound. So with that, one Roma tomato will do it. Now, if you're a tomato lover and you want to put more tomatoes, you can, but you don't want your tomatoes to overshadow your crab meat, if you understand what I'm saying. So if you put too many, it's just going to seem more like a tomato ceviche, right? So now, normally with ceviche, I'm going to explain it. Ceviche is normally left 24 hours or overnight, and the citrus, which will be the lemons and the limes, they will actually cook the raw shrimp or the raw seafood that you put in there, whatever you decide to use. But in this case, this is a quick ceviche, and because it's quick, I'm going to use crab meat that's already cooked, and that is what the difference is. So normally, just so you know what a ceviche is and how it is normally prepared. Yes, I do know, but I just found a way to quicken it. All right, so that jalapeno pepper, once you cut that jalapeno pepper up, you can tell if it's super hot or not, usually by this. Now, mine I have right there, it's red on the inside. This pepper is hot as hell. So, in this case, don't use the hot sauce, because if you do, you're going to have a ceviche. You're not going to be able to really enjoy it unless you really, really like spicy foods, but maybe other people you give it to just may not enjoy it as much. So I don't recommend when you have a jalapeno this hot that you put that extra hot sauce in there. I was going to put in there too. So optional, you can leave that out. Now you want to chop your jalapenos kind of small. You want to use a glove right here. If you're new in the kitchen, use a glove, because you surely don't want to touch your eyes, or you don't want to burn your eyes or your mouth or anything else with the oils from the hot pepper. So I'm going to leave the ribs and the seeds in here because I'm looking for it to be a little bit on the spicy side. So if I didn't and I wanted a milder version of it, then obviously remove the insides of your pepper. Now, you can switch your peppers up here if you like. I like jalapeno peppers, but if you have some other type of hot pepper that you like, you most definitely can use it here. So this dish is good for substitutions, because although it's a crab meat ceviche, remember what I say, your kitchen, your rules. So this is a basic recipe, so you can switch the seafoods if you want to do that. So I like to do recipes like that where we have some room to substitute or change some things, because it just makes it easier for people that don't eat certain things. So listen, I try to cater to everybody if I can. All right, so you can see that I am chopping the jalapeno rather small, so almost to the point where it's minced. If you've got a food processor right here, it'll do you some good. Trust me, it will. Once again, if you watch my channel, I'm saying it for the 100th time, I don't really like to use food processors, so I don't. I like to keep my knife skills honed, so because of that, I like to chop all of my own stuff. I love chopping anyway. I think cooking is therapeutic. It really is. All right, if you haven't hit that like or that subscribe button by now, please do so. And hit that bell for notifications. Then you'll be one of the first ones to know when I put a new video up. Yep, keep that to yourself. All right, so I'm going to chop this down and then we're going to move on. You can see I've given the crab meat, tomatoes, the peppers a quick stir over there. So watch to your right of the screen. Check that out. Stir it up a little bit. I got a fistful of cilantro right here. Now, with cilantro can get kind of sandy. So don't forget to wash it off and shake it and then dry it in a paper towel. Now, what you saw right there was a paper towel wrapped around it. What I do when I come from the store is I wash the cilantro, dry it, and then I wrap it in another paper towel and put it in a plastic bag. It keeps it for a little bit longer. So just a tip for you. Just a tip. All right, so I'm going to chop this up. And if you're a cilantro lover, because this right here is where we're going to eyeball. So it's going to depend on how much of a cilantro lover you are. If you like a lot of cilantro, then you're going to put a handful in there. But if you only like a little cilantro, then you're going to put a few pinches of it. But don't leave it out. My tip of the day for you, remove tags from produce so you'll know it's washed. So if you take the tags off the cilantro after you wash it, you know. But after you wrap it in paper towels, you know. Lemons, limes, oranges, apples, things like that, they come with those little tags on them. Wash it. Take the tags off and wash it. But once the tag is off there, then you know you did it already. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you come from the store, you forget to wash your produce. So before you use it, of course you always wash it, but just in case you don't and you forget. So let's move on. All right, so we're going to chop this cilantro. Now you're going to do it as small or as large as you like it. So again, it's just going to depend. Now, if you don't know, because of course you've never made this dish before, you've never used cilantro before, then you're going to chop yours about as small as I chop mine. That's what you're going to copy from me if that's what you need to do. But you know, once you get a hang of it, you make it, you decide how you like it, that's you'll start doing it your own way. Get it? Yeah. All right, so here I left the cilantro. I didn't know if I want to put a little bit more in there, so I left it. We're going to take half of that white onion. So large white onion. I'm going to take half of it. I'm going to chop this. Now you're going to chop these onions. Again, if you have a food processor, feel free. So we're going to chop these rather small. You want really big pieces of onion in here. And the reason why I tell you that is because even though this is going to sit before you eat it, what you want to make sure is that you don't have big onion pieces in here because there's no way to cook them down. If you're an onion lover, I do know a few people that really just love onions. If you're an onion lover, by all means, you can leave those pieces big and put them in there. That's cool because your kitchen, your rules. So you make food how you like it. So it's a different thing if you cater and you're cooking for a crowd. That's a different thing. But if this is personal for you, then you're going to do these to your heart's desire. You're gonna prepare it the way you love it. All right, so I'm gonna cut mine a little bit small. I like onions, but I'm not an onion lover where I need those big pieces in there for sure. Nope. So I'm gonna cut it down and I'm gonna put it in there and we're gonna move on. All right, and this is where I need you to watch carefully. I have no specific amount of these seasonings that we're gonna use, so you're gonna sprinkle a light layer on the top of your ceviche. This is what we're going to do. We're going to taste it and then we'll adjust later. So you're going to sprinkle a little bit of that seasoned salt, that black pepper, onion pepper, garlic powder. That's what you're going to do. So you season a little bit, put a little bit of it on top as I said, then we're going to stir it really well. Now after we stir it really well, but before we do that, hold on. We're going to put some olive oil in here. So again, you're going to put like a splash of olive oil, which, look at that. Maybe not even a splash, a couple sprinkles, if I can describe it that way. All right, so here, stir it. Now you're going to mix this really, really well. You can see I'm turning it from the bottom. I don't want to tear my crab meat up too much, but I'm going to mix this up, and at this point, you'll taste it. And if you don't think it's salty enough, or you think you need more onion powder, garlic powder, even more black pepper, do that. Now, don't skip the black pepper. The reason why I'm going to tell you that is that black pepper, that jalapeno pepper, that's going to hit two different parts of your tongue. So as far as your taste buds, you won't have the jalapeno canceling out the black pepper. So don't skip that thinking that jalapeno is going to do it. Because, no. But if you don't have black pepper, don't worry about it. This will still be a good dish. So put it that way. All right, so we're going to squeeze in 4 halves of a lime. So 2 limes, cut in half. I'm going to squeeze all that juice in there. This little juice or this little doohickey I found at the grocery store. So probably in the dollar store you can find a lot of little gadgets. You just look around. So this little juicer it comes in handy, especially when you're making salsas, ceviches and things like this, where you need that fresh lemon or that lime juice. Of course, I will tell you that you can use the bottled one if you want to, but I recommend for this one, use everything fresh. You're going to love it. All right, 1/2 of a large lemon. All right, so if you got a really small lemon, then you're going to cut it in half. You're going to use the juice out of both halves. But again, you're going to mix this. You're going to taste it. If you think you need more lemon juice, more lime juice, do that. If you think you need to add more tomatoes, more cilantro, yep. All right, so that's it. This is done, and we're going to move on to frying our tortillas. So at this point, you want to heat your oil and get your tortillas ready. Don't want to waste a lot of time. This is too easy. Shallow pan of oil. You're going to put your shell in there. Now what's going to happen is this is going to puff up. It's going to puff up. It's going to turn a little golden. When it does, your shell is done. So these take like really a couple minutes. All right, so I'm going to put one in here for demonstration purposes. I'm going to show you. Now look, immediately when you put it in there, it starts puffing up. So you're going to fry this. You're going to turn it over. You're going to fry it a little bit more. Yep. You're going to tap on it with those tongs. But trust me, it's going to come out nice and crispy. So even after you take it out, once the air hits it, it's going to get a little crispier. So this is good. So right here, I'm just looking for a little color actually. It's actually done. It's ready. We can take it out and we can start our assembly process. All right. So out this comes and let's move on. So you're going to drain these on a paper towel or rack or something. And then you're going to put some mayo on here, not Miracle Whip, mayo. And trust me, this is going to give this another layer of flavor. So you want to put that mayo on there, and then you're going to pile that ceviche mixture on the top. And then I'm about to take your taste buds to a party. A party in outer space, that is. Trust me. I lost my audio for this part, but I just want to pick it up and show you guys. See, I piled that ceviche on there so high. This is so good. So you can put as much or as little on that tortilla shell as you like. But I'm telling you, if you're greedy like I am, and I am, baby, this is so good. Y'all got to try it. Look. I couldn't hardly talk anyway, so I'm just telling y'all got to go and make this. Here's what it looks like up close. Thanks for watching, everybody. See y'all next time. For more great recipes, tips, and ideas, check out some of my other videos.